Dungeon Defenders is a 4-player co-op tower defense action RPG that blends hack-and-slash elements from games like Diablo with tower defense elements from games like Dota or desktop tower defense. We took the loot gathering, character progression, item creation, and pet systems we loved in action RPGs and blended it with the strategy, teamwork, and tower placement we loved in tower defense games. We set out to create a game where you can do all of that in the third person. You can run around with your character and place and upgrade towers whose stats and effectiveness are influenced by how you've chosen to level your character and towers. In Dungeon Defenders, we have 4 very distinct classes. We have the Squire, which is our melee-oriented hero. His high HP physical defenses can block and push back enemies at choke points. There's the Apprentice, who's our ranged elemental hero, and his defenses can strip enemies of their immunities and shoot fireballs and magic missiles at them from afar. Our 2 other classes are the Huntress and the Monk. The Huntress, who can turn invisible and place traps behind enemy lines, and the Monk, whose auras and buffs can cripple enemies and boost your team. You can customize your heroes to specialize in building, fighting, or a hybrid of the 2. And during combat, you can dynamically switch between them to create a more diverse defense or offense. Dungeon Defenders revolves around 2 very distinct phases, the build phase and the combat phase. In the build phase, you work together with your teammates or using all of your different heroes to plan out your best defensive strategy to defend your Eternia crystals. Then, in the combat phase, you actually run around with your character and fight firsthand to defend the Eternia crystals while still managing all of your defenses by upgrading, repairing, selling, or building more if need be. The key thing in Dungeon Defenders is persistence. All of your characters are persistent and can be leveled up to level 70. There's tons of loot to upgrade and trade online. There are pets to raise and take into battle. There's even different difficulty modes which can take your characters through to find better loot and more experience, and gameplay modes where you'll find special loot and even harder challenges. Dungeon Defenders is action, RPG, tower defense, hack and slash, 4-player local and online co-op, cross-platform multiplayer with GameSpy, looting, leveling, character customization, PlayStation Move support, 3D support, full Steam support, absolutely everything you could want in a downloadable title.